आप देख रहे हो ऑन पॉइंट भारत, मैं हूं आपके साथ रिद्धि। आजकल की जो जनरेशन है वो काफ़ी एडवांस होती जा रही है और ऐसे में लॉ की बात करें तो लॉ एक ऐसा फील्ड है, एक ऐसा प्रोफेशनल फील्ड है जो सोसाइटी के साथ लिंक करता है, सोसाइटी के साथ रिलेट करता है। तो सोसाइटी में बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो हम चेंज करना चाहते हैं, हम डेवलप करना चाहते हैं और वो विद द हेल्प ऑफ लॉ कहीं ना कहीं किया जा सकता है क्योंकि वहाँ हमें जस्टिस मिलता है। तो ऐसे में इस पर बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ हर्षा जी जुड़ चुके हैं। मैम बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका। मैम पहले तो हम आपके बारे में जानना चाहेंगे कि आपने कहाँ से स्टडी की है, आपका बैकग्राउंड क्या है। आवर व्यूअर्स वांट टू नो दिस।
Well, thank you, Riddhi, for this. I'm Harsha Nijhavan. Basically, I'm from Ludhiana, Punjab. I have, with respect to my graduation, I have done BA LLB from Lloyd Law College, Greater Noida, and thereafter I have done my post-graduation from Kurukshetra University. So thereafter, I'm currently working with Ernst & Young, and I'm also associated with my own practice before the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court of India. Largely, if I talk about, I am looking after the court cases which are related to pre and the post-matric scholarship and the environmental laws and property matters.
ओके मैम, माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन वुड बी, आपने अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट और हाई कोर्ट का मेंशन किया। लेट द सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स जो आगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में या हाई कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस करना चाहते हैं, सो व्हाट इज़ द प्रोसीजर कि वो किस तरह से आगे प्रैक्टिस करे, कैसे अपनी जर्नी स्टार्ट करे फॉर द लॉ?
See, with respect to this particular question, I would just say that initially when we are in a law school, we have to undergo internships, right? When we are undergoing our internships, we need to work with those in the internship in a particular associate office, like for a period of good months, so that we can actually acquire a good sense of legal knowledge from there. And based on that, like once we know what is the real field, because see, what we study in the books and what we practice are two different things.
Yes.
So with this, you can move ahead.
Okay. Ma'am, talking about practical knowledge, there's a moot competition going all over India. There's so many places or universities who conduct moot competitions.
Right.
So ऐसे में what should students prepare for, as if there are so many places where moot competition happens, and what are the things that specifically students should remember in mind or should practice before going to the moot competition?
See, if I tell you about a moot court is a demi-court setup that has been prepared like for a student to actually have a real court inside. So a student here would actually be able to argue, would be able to draft what we do in a real court practice.
Okay.
So with respect to the drafting thing, when we prepare the moot court competition, like for the moot, we prepare a memorial. And on that memorial, we should keep it in a simple and a clear language so that we may be able to present the facts before the judge. And for that, we add case laws to it, and this is how a moot memorial is prepared. And recently, like I have visited this City University, Ludhiana, which is like having a moot court competition. That's it, yeah.
Okay, if we'll be breaking this moot court competition, what exactly it is for the journal people to understand what is moot court competition?
It is a demi-court setup that is being prepared, wherein there are like a similar like to the court. There is a petitioner, there is a respondent.
Okay.
The petitioner would be the one who will be presenting the case, and the respondent would be the one who will be reverting towards a particular situation.
Okay.
Right, and there are judges also.
Who give the judgment on that
who
particular?
gives the judgment, yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, if
that is basically kind of a skill enhancement for a law student.
Okay. If we'll be talking about the law career, how students can pursue their career if somebody who wanted to pursue his or her career in law, then what are the steps or what are the things that they want to keep in mind throughout this process, this procedure of doing their studies and then doing the practices?
See, when you are in law, the first thing that has to be in your mind is that you have to develop a habit of reading. No matter what you do, where you are, whatever you are doing. People say that in law, you're not supposed to study that much. It is otherwise. You actually it is the only profession wherein you have to study throughout your life. So the more you read, that would help you. And like as I mentioned earlier, you have to undergo internships during the phase. Okay. And with internships, you would actually have the real court exposure. And sometimes for the people who would, get into the corporate sector, would have the corporate insight. So from there, you actually learn what the real site is.
Okay.
And that is how you can proceed ahead. Okay. You can join some senior advocate. Like you should start from a district court, then proceeding to the High Court and then to the Supreme Court.
And how was your experience like going from High Court to Supreme Court? Because there's a Supreme Court is a like experience, and High Court is a very different experience.
See, with respect to that, I would just say that, cases start actually from the district court. Once from the district court, you go into the appeal, and challenging that appeal, you go into the Supreme Court. So, so far as the experience is concerned, it has always been really great to have the, wisdom of the judges before the Supreme Court.
Okay, ma'am, as we were discussing about the student's life and the student's career, what students should like. What are the laws which are meant or made for the students or the youth, which every youth should know? Like basic laws that every youngster or youth should know if they are going somewhere and they are having or facing any problem. What can they do at that place?
See, with respect to this, I would just say that a student, like, it's not for just a particular student, it's for every citizen that we of India, we should be quite familiar with the Constitution of India, that the Constitution which provides us with the rights and the responsibilities that we should undergo during the course of our life that we do have. And further, with respect to like, you would be, if as a student, you should always, as a student, you should know what is the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and the provisions there under. So you should actually know what is, if you are doing a certain offense, what would be the punishment for that, and then the procedural codes of course.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Thank you for being here and just guiding our audience for that. थैंक यू सो मच. तो हमारे साथ हर्षा जी जुड़े थे इस पॉडकास्ट में. आई होप आपको ये पॉडकास्ट अच्छा लगा होगा और आपको मूट कोर्ट कंपटीशन क्या होता है, किस तरह से किया जाता है, और लॉ के स्टूडेंट्स जो आगे एस्पिरेंट्स हैं और आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं लॉ के करियर में, आप सबके जो क्वेश्चंस हैं या डाउट्स हैं वो क्लियर हो गए होंगे. तो ऐसे ही और पॉडकास्ट के लिए हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए ऑन पॉइंट भारत में.